Hey, this is Armalite here at the Guardian Talk Radio. Tonight's topic is going to be on our. Let me make sure I get the name right. NovaUmbral. For some reason, I want to say Nova, but it's or Void or something, some weird. But it's NovaUmbral is going to be the lucky contestant for this evening's entertainment. So, like before, we'll have to stop the music. And now, if this is your first video and you want to be able to hit my, you want to be able to watch my live streams when I do these live, then be sure to hit the subscription and notification bell so you can be notified when I go live. So, all right, Nova. Let the fans hear you. Let's go.
Just to clarify before I begin this video, I have not seen any trailers about Witch Queen. I have not read any TWAB since Season of the Splicer. I have not seen any vid docs and anything else Bungie has put out about Witch Queen and their plans in 2022. I went into this DLC completely blind and expected quality that matched the price tag. With that said, let's dive right in.
Let's do this.
Destiny 2 Witch Queen is even more of a scam than Beyond Light, and to be honest...
Ooh, that's a hell of a hot take, isn't it, tonight? Oof. Oh. Okay. Let's see how he justifies it.
I don't know if I should commend Bungie for their efforts or blame myself for buying this DLC. Probably both.
Well, like I said in my previous with the plenty, that's all, like, nobody's forcing you to pay for anything. You have complete control over your money. Self-control, self-responsibility, all those things. Maybe somebody should have taught that to you. Continue.
Now, before I rip into this entire update, let me first clarify that the Legendary campaign was actually pretty good. It's not amazing by any means, but it was definitely a huge improvement in terms of campaign quality when compared to last year's Beyond Light.
Yeah, I half-ass agree with that. I mean, let's just say Witch Queen was probably the best. You know, based on content, most people try to make claims like, oh, it was going to be smaller than Forsaken, and most likely smaller than Shadowkeep. Yeah, I think it was larger than both. And the story was actually really good. And if you played it solo on, the classic mode, just chilling, playing through the story, just soaking it all in, I highly recommend it. It's actually pretty good.
I mean, Beyond Light itself set a pretty low bar anyways, but I just want to point that out. The campaign this time around is decent. Savathun herself is a pretty good main antagonist and is far better than Aramis.
Great.
The new throne world is a gorgeous location, the new weapons and armors look fantastic, weapon crafting is excellent, and I love how you can pick these perks and these new enhancement perks, being able to customize your gun the way you want it to be.
Yeah, even with the weapon crafting system, I think it could be better. I like the concept. It's great. It's amazing. But, like, I was under the assumption that we could craft anything and everything, but that's not exactly the case as of right now. It could change in the future, but that's just kind of my point.
The Void rework is absolutely amazing. I love what they did with the Void Warlocks especially. It's just absolutely beautiful how you can now mix and match the grenades. You're able to unlock aspects and fragments. I just love the way the Void rework was handled this time around. It's absolutely incredible.
So he starts off as, all the good points that he likes, at the very beginning, which, hey, cool. I think we could pretty much all agree on a lot of those subjects, but it's what he takes issues with. that I want to leave a comment. So here we go.
I love the new manufacturer perks, which makes each weapon a lot more different and unique. I also really liked Finch from the campaign and his voice actor. The new strikes were actually pretty interesting and unique. Each level in the campaign is honestly incredible. It actually felt like a proper level this time. You didn't constantly go back and forth from the same reused locations. Each level was actually different from the last one, and the scenery is just incredible. The art team really blew themselves up this time.
Yeah, I mean, whenever he goes through this whole list and he basically covers everything. What's there left to cover? Like, everything is pretty amazing. Everything is pretty good. Oh, you about to find out.
The new public events are pretty nice and actually spice up the patrols a lot. And some of the new exotics are also really nice. And that's it. The main portion of Witch Queen is genuinely good, but that's it.
He went through this whole thing. Like, I find that kind of funny. He was just like, this was amazing. They blew up. They went off. This is just astounding. And that's it. Like, gee, it can't be any harder to please. I mean, playing hard to get, are we? Continue.
Everything else is the same old, and worse. So the biggest problem with Witch Queen is its monetization. Firstly, this DLC is $100. It is not 40, it is not 80, but it is 100.
No. So, this is the beginning of part 1. Well, basically, he states, well, the expansion, so Witch Queen is $100. I'm gonna let that sink in for you just for a second. And if you've never played Destiny before, but you're thinking about doing it, and if you just so happen to drop in and onto this video, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. But I'm going to clarify a few things, and we're going to get this straightened up just a little bit.
I mean, technically, if you don't own the 30th anniversary, it's 120, but that doesn't really make things any better. If you want to experience the full package of Witch Queen, you need to buy the deluxe bundle to experience everything.
No, you don't.
Why? Because when buying the base edition of this DLC, you do not get the first season pass, unlike Beyond Light. So if you end up buying Witch Queen, you'll need to spend another $10 for the seasonal content.
Yeah.
I'm in Canada, so the base edition is $50. So I need to drop $60 alone just to experience the seasonal content alongside the main campaign.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you say? The content is worth a penny, so just buy it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, is it? It's seasonal content, so it's the same as last time, and you have 1 to 2 seasonal activities with some season weapons as well as an exotic quest.
See, I guess we'll just boil it down, but even though that, yeah, it's seasonal content, kind of the same basic, story being told over and over and over again. Is it really though? Because we know that the seasons are propagated to be build-ups for the next DLC. Instead of just having random shit, kind of like how they used to have it, it's literally telling a story. A DLC drops, and then the seasons are what's in between that leads up to the next season, or the next season and next season, all the way up to the next expansion. Is it worth $10? Well, that's up to you, to be honest. That's your opinion. If you don't think it's worth $10, but I don't think that you should be speaking for everybody else. I think that should be, maybe you should state, hey, that's my opinion. I don't think that's worth $10. Well, don't spend the $10. I mean, it's not that damn hard.
But that's about it. And notice how I didn't include dungeons, because that's right. Dungeons are now sold separately. And
people keep saying this. That dungeons are being sold separately. It's all being sold separately. Do we know that for sure? Has Bungie actually stated that all the dungeons from here on out If they have, please let me know. But if they haven't, well, maybe it was just a one-off. You know, because it was the 30th anniversary and they needed to fill up the space within that 6 months. For $25, not that bad of a deal, in my opinion.
Yes, that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it's true. So you'd need to buy the deluxe in order to get access to these new activities because they're not included in the season pass anymore. Alright, big deal, just buy the deluxe, you might say.
Well, actually, you don't buy the deluxe in order to obtain the dungeon. You have to buy the 30th anniversary to get the newest dungeon that we received. And that's $25. That's basically what it is. It's not, you have to pay $100. Continue.
Well, first off, look how much it costs. It's $100. The deluxe includes 4 seasons, and 3 of them are not even out yet. So by purchasing this deluxe bundle, you indirectly pre-order 3 more seasons, which you might not even end up liking.
I know I'm going to be nitpicking, and I'm going to show it off. I'm going to let him make his point. It's going to be a very long point, but I'm telling you, you don't have to do any of these things. You could literally wait until after each one of these things drops to see if that's what you want. Now, if someone says, oh, well, I wanted to purchase all the seasons, but what if there's one that I don't like? Well, don't purchase all the seasons. Just wait till they come out.
I know for a fact that a large majority of the player base did not enjoy Season of the Hunt.
And he picks the one that was long ago, far away. The Season of the Hunt. Of course, nobody ever cared about that. How many seasons was after that? And it was starting to escalate and get better and better and better. Just saying. And mind you, this video that he placed for us is not like months old. This is literally just weeks old. Like 3 weeks that was uploaded. Now it could be I'll give an extra week. So a month. But this time it's not like in a previous season, like Season of the Splicer. This is actually very current.
Myself included. What if I just want to buy Season 16 and then skip out on 2 seasons?
And you can. You don't have to purchase the deluxe edition.
And then come back to the final season of the year. You know, a lot of people cherry pick seasons, especially new players who are new to the game and don't want to spend $100 for a game they have probably less than 30 hours in.
I agree. And nobody should expect them to do so. So, okay, we agree on that.
Next, the deluxe also includes 2 dungeons and exotic quests? Didn't they put the dungeons and quest content behind the DLC itself?
There was only one, and that was for the Gallahorn. It was the selling point. Okay. You purchase the 30th anniversary, you get the new dungeon, you get the new armor, you get the new weapons, and you also get Gallahorn. It was a selling point to get you to pay the $25 or to pre-order at the time. But that was it. And as far as I know, as of right now, that's all you got. Okay, continue.
If I last remember, Shadowkeep had Pit of Heresy. It wasn't behind some deluxe bundle. Deathbringer and Xenophage were Shadowkeep DLC exotics. They weren't locked behind a deluxe bundle. And second,
these weren't actually locked behind a deluxe bundle that's $100. It was for the 30th anniversary. That is for $25. Difference.
no DLC is $100.
And Bungie has never sold a DLC for $100. Not once. Not one DLC has been sold for $100 in of itself. Because that's what you're stating. Is no DLC is worth $100. I can agree with that. But Bungie has never sold a DLC for $100.
No expansion is worth $100 fucking dollars.
And like I said, Bungie hasn't sold anything. No DLCs, no expansions of by itself for $100 fucking dollars. Trying to put the emphasis. Trying to do it right.
An expansion that is not only not guaranteed to stay because of the Destiny content vault, but an expansion that also removed the past 4 seasons, which had storyline and quests that all built up to Savathun's campaign, is certainly not worth $100. I don't care what anyone says, this shit is not worth $100, and the fact that Bungie is basically forcing you to pre-order and buy this deluxe bundle so you can get access to the later content at a discount versus if you bought them all separately is egregious as fuck.
And let me do, I actually did the fucking math, okay? If you was to purchase everything separate and waited to see, you would literally save 3 or 4 cents on top of if someone pre-ordered. And that's not including if there's a season that comes around and you're like, meh, I'm not feeling it. This is kind of weird. I really don't want to be a part of this. And if that's the case, you spend even less.
And there is no incentive or reason to buy the content separately now because you must buy all the seasons with the deluxe bundle.
I still don't get your point. Because nobody is twisting your arm. Nobody is forcing you to purchase the... Basically, he's focusing more on pre-orders. The whole pre-orders whenever before Witch Queen even dropped. And then, you'd either pay for the deluxe or the anniversary deluxe, all the seasons, for either the $80 or the $100. That's basically what they were pushing. Of course, they're going to push for the pre-orders. Every single game that comes out, they want you to pre-order. Okay, that's nothing new. And, might I add, you could say, Arma, most games that pre-ordered are about $60. Why does Bungie sell their pre-orders at $80 to $100? Well, let's say for the $60 that you're pre-ordering, you're just buying the game, the whatever game or expansion. With Destiny, you're purchasing the expansion and all 4 seasons. Some of us actually just like, hey, I'm going to play them all regardless because I enjoy playing Destiny. So what? I'll let you continue.
I mean, sure, you can still buy the season alone with silver, but that's $10 standalone. Remember, dungeons will not arrive with season or DLC packs anymore.
And where's this information coming from? I still want to see that. I guess I'm going to have to look it up. And in my next video, I'll retract my statement. But I don't think anybody knows if dungeons are going to start being sold separately. I think it might have just been a one-off with the 30th anniversary. Because they had to delay Witch Queen for another 6 months. Just saying.
But they are now bundled with the deluxe. So if you were to spend $10 on this season, but the dungeon comes out next season, you would still need to spend the extra money on the deluxe even if you bought the next season alone with silver, which means you spend more money for no reason. I can guarantee you that seasons 16, 17, 18, and 19 will be vaulted before the next DLC in late 2022.
Really? You hear how confident he sounds. Like, listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. I guarantee you that all these will be vaulted before the next expansion. Well, no fucking shit. Every single one of them have. All the other seasons that we've seen that come to pass. They're no longer around. Yes, we know this. Some people, I swear to God.
Or early 2023. So you're paying an additional $40 for something that won't even stay. It's a death sentence for any other game, but Bungie still gets away with it.
You spend $40, so $10 that is for per season, and each season is $10. I just said that right. It's all $10. $40 is for 4 seasons that take up an entire year. But it's because the content, like, I really don't understand where the point is being driven. You still get to keep the weapons. You still get to keep the armor pieces. Okay, yeah, maybe some of the older stuff got sunset. But I don't know how it is that I don't think that they're going to be doing a whole lot of sunsetting like what they did prior. So, and in my opinion, I think sunsetting would have been good if it actually was not during Beyond Light, because Beyond Light was, it was light. But we all know that. Let it go. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Just a few months ago, they sold players a dungeon and Galahorn for $30 on top of the season pass, which was also extended.
Yeah, if you waited all the way until season of the Lost to not purchase it, because you got to think of those who all pre-ordered all of the Beyond Light stuff when Beyond Light first dropped. So, and then how many of those didn't purchase any of those things, but decided to purchase Season of the Lost, and then all of a sudden the 30th anniversary came out, which was to hold us for 6 months. So yeah, I mean, the shit wasn't going to be for free. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, you were able to interact with the content, like the free activity. You just didn't have, I don't think that you were able to interact with anything in the treasure hoard, I believe.
They very well could have just included this into the season pass because, well, why not? You pay $10 for a season pass and it's Bungie's 30th anniversary. At the very least, just put it behind.
Well, let me, if I may be misremembering this a little bit, but I don't think that the 30th anniversary was even a thing, or even like maybe Bungie knew about it because they developed these things, but it was not public until like about the end. Maybe it was coming up to season of the Lost. It was whenever they started pre-ordering for Witch Queen, and then that's when they were showing off the 30th anniversary. So, and it was something that was supposed to hold us over for 6 more months until Witch Queen can drop. But some people just like, I want it for free. Please.
Season of the Lost. But no, they decided to charge you an additional $25 to $30 on their anniversary. But it's a free-to-play game. They need to make money, plus you still get content every year if you pay. Well, yes, you have a point. The game does get content every year, as it's basically like Call of Duty, but instead of releasing a new game each year, they just remove all the old content and wipe fresh again. But there is two problems. A, the game is labeled as free to play. Under that label and assumption, one would expect the DLCs to just be add-ons.
Yeah. No, I mean, if that is your thinking, if you think that a free to play game, which has been, I'm pretty sure if you look up a trailer for the new light, where you can start playing Destiny for free, I mean, this is not Warframe, mind you. I believe Warframe was one of those that did everything for free. The only way that Destiny could be able to do everything for free is if they bombarded the Eververse with everything. Literally, they would have to make their bread and butter out of the Eververse. And I don't think we want that. And they would end up probably having to implement loot boxes. Oh, yes. The dreaded loot boxes in freaking video games, man. It's ridiculous. But God forbid anybody trying to make some money around here. Jesus fucking Christ.
Not mandatory purchases. Destiny 2 is not free to play. I don't care what anyone says. It's
okay. So I think I kind of see what the point is that Destiny, you can start off playing, free to play. Sure. But let's say if we took away the whole free to play aspect of the game, would this still be an argument? Would this still be an issue for people like you or anybody else out there that think it's not fair or whatever? Just curious.
free to start, not play. It's
I can agree
essentially
with that.
false marketing at this point because free players do not have any content to play through. Maybe if we had this discussion during Shadowkeep, I'd actually kind of agree with you, as most people seem to forget that new players and free players had access to Red War content, Curse of Osiris content, and Warmind content.
You know what? I would have to actually look that up, and we're getting close to 30 minutes now. But I would have to actually look that up because I'm a little iffy on if that's actually the case. So, but here, I'm going to go ahead and give this to you right here, right now. If you feel like Bungie is trying to take advantage of you and you cannot purchase any of these things after they're dropped, then you're going to get basically punished. Well, here you go. $39.99 for Destiny 2 Witch Queen. Before I continue on that, it had dropped, or it released on March 8th of 2022. So what does that tell you? Witch Queen came out in February 2020, February 22nd of 2022. There's a lot of twos there, okay? So they dropped Witch Queen then, and you can literally wait 2 weeks, and then you can actually purchase Witch Queen by itself for a whopping $39.99. Not $100. Now you have the 30th anniversary. $24.99. So $25. And by the looks of it, that actually was available for purchase in December 7th. So there you go. That was actually available before Witch Queen. Then Witch Queen Deluxe, $79.99, $80. And that's with Witch Queen and all 4 seasons. And I'm raising my hand to the camera and you can't even see me. And then the whopping $100. And you get Destiny 2 Witch Queen Deluxe plus Bungie's 30th anniversary bundle, which comes with Witch Queen and all the expansions, plus the 30th anniversary. This is not this. These are two completely different things. Thank you very much. So let's try to stay on track here when it comes to this shit.
And everything else with new light. Now maybe that doesn't paint the picture very well, so let me visualize it for you a bit better. Pre-Beyond Light, Destiny 2 free-to-play had Arms Dealer, Lake of Shadows, Southern Song.
Okay. He's going to ramble on with this whole long list of things that I guess new light players had access to before, and now they have nothing, which technically they got they could play all the strikes. I believe Nightfalls, maybe Grandmaster Nightfall, big old question mark. They could also play all the Crucible plus Iron Banner, I believe, and Trials is blocked behind a DLC, so you can't play Trials. And you can play Gambit. You can have access to all of the locations. Europa, Seventh Throne World. Hell, they even let you play the first part of the Witch Queen. Give you a little taste of what's happening. So, there you go. And I think this would be a good stopping point. We're at like almost 32 minutes. So I'm going to end the video. If you are in the live stream, please stay with me. We'll be continuing. And if you like to try to hit me up on the live streams, make sure you hit the subscription notification. I try to start about 9:30 Central Standard Time. Kind of giving you an idea. So, but until the next one in part 2, and then till I see you Guardians again, you stay classy.